Have you ever stopped to consider that some of the most vital aspects of our health, especially as we age, are the ones we're most reluctant to talk about? It's a striking truth that while we readily discuss diet, exercise, and medication, the topic of intimacy, particularly for seniors, often remains shrouded in silence, a societal taboo that leaves far too many older Americans feeling isolated, misunderstood, and unknowingly putting their health at risk. For decades, a pervasive myth has circulated that sexual activity and intimacy somehow expire with youth, a misconception that not only strips away a fundamental human need, but also sets the stage for a cascade of preventable health issues you might never associate with a lack of physical connection. But what if I told you that neglecting this essential part of your life could lead to consequences far more profound than just a feeling of loneliness, impacting everything from your heart health to your cognitive function and even your immunity? I'm Dr. John, and on my channel Senior Health Secrets, we don't shy away from the conversations that truly matter for your well-being, especially as you navigate the golden years. Today, we're going to bravely explore an often overlooked, yet critically important aspect of healthy aging, the profound health implications of not maintaining intimacy in your later years. This isn't just about the physical act of sex. It's about the broader spectrum of connection, affection, and personal validation that keeps us vibrant, engaged, and truly alive. We're going to dismantle the myths, uncover the hidden dangers, and most importantly, equip you with unique, actionable insights and effective solutions that will empower you to reclaim a fulfilling, intimate life, regardless of your age or circumstances. Prepare to discover truths that could fundamentally transform your understanding of what it means to age healthily, equipping you with the knowledge to potentially avoid serious health pitfalls and enrich your life in ways you never thought possible. I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll not only have a deeper understanding of why intimacy remains crucial, but also practical strategies to ensure your emotional and physical needs are met, leading to a more vibrant and healthier senior life. If you are ready to break the silence and uncover these vital senior health secrets, please consider giving this video a like, sharing it with someone who might benefit, and if you haven't already, subscribing to the Senior Health Secrets channel. Your engagement helps us continue to bring you the candid, valuable health information you deserve, and it signals to YouTube that this vital conversation needs to reach more seniors across the United States. Now, let's pull back the curtain on this critical topic and dive into the often unspoken consequences of neglecting intimacy in old age. The notion that sexual activity is solely the domain of the young is a pervasive societal narrative, particularly within the United States, yet it is a profound misconception that often leaves seniors feeling invisible, resigned, or even ashamed about their continuing desires for connection and intimacy. It's as if society has drawn an arbitrary line, declaring that once you reach a certain age, your capacity or need for intimacy simply evaporates, when in reality the human need for connection, affection, and even sexual expression is a lifelong journey, evolving, but never truly diminishing. And it's imperative that we address this deeply ingrained bias, for the emotional, psychological, and even physical toll of accepting a sexless seniority can be far more significant than most people realize, extending far beyond the realm of mere physical pleasure to touch the very core of our well-being and sense of self. It's time to move beyond biology. Why intimacy remains crucial. Recognizing that intimacy in old age is not merely a biological function or a reproductive imperative, but a multifaceted human experience that encompasses profound psychological, emotional, and relational dimensions, acting as a vital pillar of overall health that, when neglected, can lead to a silent but pervasive decline in quality of life. The cost of this misconception is often borne in the quiet corners of individual lives: increased feelings of loneliness, a subtle erosion of self-esteem as one feels undesirable or irrelevant, and the tragic overlooking of genuine physical health needs that stem from disuse and lack of attention to one's intimate health. We must approach this conversation with empathy, acknowledging the cultural pressures and internalized beliefs that might make discussing intimacy uncomfortable, but also with the unwavering conviction that every senior deserves access to information and understanding that empowers them to lead a full, integrated life, including their intimate well-being. This shift in perspective is not about prescribing a specific type or frequency of activity, but about validating the inherent human need for connection and recognizing its powerful, often underestimated role in healthy aging, setting the stage for a deeper exploration of the specific health implications that follow. Moving beyond the cultural misperceptions, it's crucial to confront your body's unspoken needs. The physical toll that a lack of sexual activity can impose on the aging body, underscoring the undeniable use it or lose it principle that applies as much to our intimate health as it does to our muscles or our minds. For women, a significant consequence of prolonged sexual inactivity is the potential for vaginal atrophy, where the vaginal tissues can become thinner, drier, and less elastic due to reduced blood flow and lubrication, often leading to discomfort pain during any attempted activity and an increased susceptibility to infections, a condition that can be mitigated by regular sexual activity, which helps maintain tissue health by promoting blood circulation and elasticity, essentially keeping the area tuned up. For men, while the concerns differ, a lack of regular arousal and ejaculation can lead to reduced prostate health, as some studies suggest that frequent ejaculation may be associated with a lower risk of prostate cancer, and certainly the lack of regular erections can contribute to erectile dysfunction, as the circulatory system, like any other, benefits from regular exercise and blood flow, and without it, the smooth muscle tissue in the penis can lose its elasticity, making future erections more challenging. Beyond these specific organ systems, the broader cardiovascular benefits of sexual activity, which is after all a moderate form of exercise, cannot be overlooked. It elevates heart rate and blood pressure in a controlled, beneficial way, similar to a brisk walk, thereby contributing to overall heart health and potentially reducing the risk of cardiovascular events, especially for individuals who are otherwise healthy and engaging in regular activity. Furthermore, a lack of sexual expression can indirectly affect hormonal balance, as sexual activity influences the release of beneficial hormones like oxytocin, often called the love hormone, which plays a role in bonding and stress reduction, and testosterone, which is vital for both men and women for maintaining energy levels, muscle mass, and bone density. And when these hormonal systems are not optimally stimulated, it can contribute to a general decline in vitality and well-being. It's not about achieving youthful peak performance, but about maintaining the healthy physiological functions that support overall health and prevent preventable physical decline. Recognizing that our bodies, regardless of age, thrive on regular, appropriate stimulation and use. Beyond the physical, the implications of neglecting intimacy penetrate deeply into our mental and emotional landscapes, impacting our well-being in profound ways, leading us to explore mind, mood, and memory, the cognitive connection. Intimacy in its various forms serves as a powerful antidote to stress, a release valve for the accumulated anxieties of daily life, particularly significant for seniors who may face unique stressors related to health loss or changing life circumstances. The physical act of intimacy, or even just close, affectionate physical contact, triggers the release of endorphins, the body's natural painkillers and mood elevators, along with oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which fosters feelings of connection, trust, and well-being, effectively reducing cortisol levels, the primary stress hormone, thereby mitigating the physiological and psychological damage that chronic stress can inflict. When these natural coping mechanisms are absent, seniors can become more susceptible to anxiety, depression, and a pervasive sense of loneliness, which is increasingly recognized as a significant public health concern among the elderly in the United States, comparable in its health risks to smoking or obesity. Moreover, there's growing evidence suggesting a fascinating link between intimacy and cognitive function. Regular engagement in stimulating activities, including intimate ones, can contribute to neuroplasticity and overall brain health, potentially protecting against cognitive decline. The joy, laughter, and emotional connection inherent in intimate relationships stimulate various parts of the brain, promoting mental agility and even improving memory recall, while conversely, social isolation and lack of emotional connection are known risk factors for cognitive impairment and dementia. The absence of intimacy can foster a sense of disconnect, a feeling of being unseen or undesirable, which erodes self-esteem and can lead to a withdrawal from social interactions, exacerbating feelings of isolation and potentially accelerating cognitive decline. It's a cruel paradox. The very emotional and mental support that intimacy provides is often most needed in older age, yet it's often when it's most neglected, leaving seniors vulnerable to a cascade of negative mental and emotional health outcomes that profoundly impact their overall quality of life. Understanding the profound impacts, both physical and mental, a critical step is to reframe our perception of intimacy itself, moving beyond a narrow definition to embrace a broader perspective through reigniting the spark. Broader forms of intimacy. It's a common misconception that intimacy is solely synonymous with sexual intercourse, especially as physical changes or health conditions may alter the landscape of one's body in later life. However, true intimacy is a vast and varied tapestry of connection, affection, and shared vulnerability that extends far beyond the act of sex, encompassing a multitude of expressions that remain incredibly vital for emotional and physical well-being at any age. The profound power of touch, for instance, in forms such as holding hands, a comforting hug, a gentle caress, or even a simple back rub, can release oxytocin, reduce stress, and foster a deep sense of security and belonging, serving as a powerful balm against loneliness and anxiety. Similarly, active and empathetic communication plays an indispensable role in maintaining intimacy. Truly listening to your partner, sharing your feelings and fears, openly expressing appreciation, and even engaging in playful banter can strengthen emotional bonds, deepen understanding, and reaffirm your connection, creating a sanctuary of mutual support and acceptance. Shared activities, too, can be deeply intimate experiences, whether it's cooking together, enjoying a quiet walk, listening to music, pursuing a hobby, or simply sitting in comfortable silence. These moments of shared presence and enjoyment reinforce companionship and create a sense of shared life, which is a cornerstone of lasting relationships. It's important to acknowledge common barriers that seniors often face, such as unspoken expectations, fear of rejection, physical limitations, or difficulty initiating conversations about evolving intimate needs. For example, a couple might be experiencing changes in physical ability, leading to unspoken assumptions about what is or isn't possible, when in fact, open communication could lead to discovering new forms of physical closeness that are equally fulfilling. Through sensitive discussions and a willingness to explore, many couples and individuals can discover renewed ways to express affection and maintain connection, ensuring that physical changes do not equate to a loss of intimacy. Stories of long-term relationships among U.S. seniors often highlight how successful couples adapt and evolve their intimate lives, prioritizing emotional closeness and finding creative ways to maintain physical connection as their bodies change, demonstrating that intimacy is a journey of adaptation and continuous rediscovery rather than a fixed destination. By broadening our understanding of intimacy to encompass these richer, more diverse forms, we empower ourselves and our loved ones to cultivate deeper, more meaningful connections, strengthening bonds, combating isolation, and ultimately enriching the overall quality of life, proving that the spark can indeed be reignited and nourished in myriad beautiful ways, regardless of age. Now that we've thoroughly explored the profound impact of intimacy, or the lack thereof, on your overall health, it's time to transition from understanding to action. It's one thing to know what happens, and another entirely to know what to do about it. Our goal isn't just to inform, but to empower you with practical steps you can take today to ensure your intimate health flourishes, contributing to a more vibrant and fulfilling life in your senior years. This isn't about achieving perfection or returning to some idealized past, but about making small, consistent efforts that yield significant positive changes in your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Remember, every journey begins with a single step, and even the smallest adjustments can open doors to a richer, more connected life. Be kind and compassionate with yourself throughout this process. True progress isn't about rigid adherence, but about sustainable, self-affirming choices. As you begin to implement these strategies, expect to feel a renewed sense of vitality, improved mood, enhanced mental clarity, and deeper connections with those you cherish. This is your future, a future where intimacy is recognized as a cornerstone of health, where you feel valued, connected, and truly alive. You absolutely deserve a life filled with purpose, joy, and meaningful connection. And it is within your power to cultivate that reality, enriching not just your intimate life, but every aspect of your existence. To simplify this process and make it actionable, I've distilled our discussion into key areas with concrete steps. First, prioritize open communication. Whether with a partner, a trusted friend, or a healthcare provider, Start the conversation about your needs and desires. This doesn't have to be daunting. Perhaps begin by sharing an article like this one, or simply expressing a desire for more closeness. Second, redefine intimacy. Remember that physical connection isn't limited to intercourse. Explore different forms of touch, affection, and shared experiences that bring you joy and a sense of closeness. This could be anything from holding hands during a walk to a comforting hug, or simply sharing a quiet moment of presence. Third, address physical barriers proactively. Don't let discomfort or physical limitations deter you. Consult your doctor like me or a specialist. Many age-related physical challenges, such as vaginal dryness or erectile dysfunction, have effective treatments and solutions that can significantly improve comfort and function, allowing you to re-engage with intimacy. Fourth, incorporate movement and self-care. Regular physical activity, even gentle exercise, improves circulation, boosts mood, and enhances overall vitality, all of which contribute positively to your intimate health. Prioritize self-care, which includes healthy eating and sufficient sleep, as these foundational elements support all aspects of your well-being. Fifth, cultivate emotional connection beyond the physical. Spend quality time with loved ones, engage in shared hobbies, and actively listen. Emotional intimacy builds the foundation for all other forms of connection. Finally, be patient and persistent. Rebuilding or nurturing intimate connections takes time and effort, but the rewards are profound. Each small step you take contributes to a more fulfilling and healthier life. By implementing these practical strategies, you're not just improving your intimate life, you're investing in your longevity, your happiness, and your overall sense of purpose. Imagine waking up each day feeling more connected, more vibrant, and more alive. This is the reality you can create for yourself. In closing, we've unraveled the often taboo truth that maintaining intimacy in old age isn't just about pleasure. It's a critical, often overlooked pillar of your overall health, impacting your physical vitality, your mental well-being, and the very depth of your relationships. Remember, you possess the inherent power to cultivate a fulfilling and connected life, regardless of your age or circumstances, and embracing intimacy in all its forms is a profound act of self-care and empowerment. If this conversation has helped you uncover a new path forward or challenged a long-held misconception, please consider typing 1 in the comments below to let us know. For more candid, empowering discussions about health and well-being in your golden years, subscribe to the Senior Health Secrets channel and join our growing community committed to living life to the fullest.